So, Alan, your reflections at the moment on what are the key issues that not just the farming community but wider have to think about?
The big frightening thing at the moment is that if the Brexit thing ends in 2019, that we don't have time to actually set the production of food in the UK to meet that, because it takes around about 18 months minimum for the agricultural industry to adapt to changes. So unless somebody tells us something in the next few months, how that's going to be supported, how we can react, that's going to create changes which will be fundamentally damaging to the industry and our ability to feed ourselves and become more sustainable. For instance, if we're exporting at the moment to hard cheese to America, which we are, and we're very successful at that, believe it or not, we need to know within the next few months whether to either stop production completely or to carry on and produce that, not knowing whether we'll even be able to sell it because of the relationship between our trade agreements in 18 months. So if that's the case, who would actually take that risk? So what we would need is the government to say, right, you're on your own, lads. You've got to take your own risk. It's your own business. Or they need to support it in some way to make it happen. And the food industry needs to acknowledge that. And when I say, I'm not necessarily. I think the retailers, Tesco's of this world and Sainsbury's, have been massively supportive of UK farming, and they've done a lot. Each of them have got dairy groups, and they are doing a lot to improve the margins of dairy farmers and support them. They probably don't get recognised by that, but probably there are some other buyers of produce outside of the retailers who probably could do more and help the consumers understand what needs to be done. In fact, it's not necessarily about small scale. And in fact, and I think the vet earlier on said it, he said, you need profit to have healthy farming, and that's what we need. So we need to be able to produce that profit in order to have healthy animals that the consumers want.
And would you say an interest in other areas of the chain, rather than just taking your part of the chain in isolation?
I'd be talking about, the National Health Service, the Army, even at the House of Commons, they have German UHT milk. Now that's something that they can change straight away. We import something in the region of, £4.5 billion worth of dairy produce from Germany, about 3.5 billion from France, a couple of billion from Italy. That's the business that we can, if we are cut adrift, that's the sort of business we can actually bring into the UK, supply it ourselves, provided price isn't the key determinant, and then we can have a healthy industry and healthy consumers at the same time.
So where is the confidence level in the industry, do you think, at the moment?
I don't think they know whether to be confident or not. I don't think we're confident because we just don't know what was to be frightened about. And listening to the speakers today, which I thought was fascinating, is that I think everybody was starting to become more and more concerned and realising that maybe the job is bigger than we thought. And I think there needs to be more transparency. The lawyer spoke, and he was talking about the differences in the different tariffs. And they range from 12% to 60% on certain products. So you need to understand exactly what those tariffs on the World Trade Organisations are in order that you can decide where you want to be. And at the moment, there isn't enough of that transparency. So there's a lot of work to be done, there's a lot of understanding to be done.
So are you optimistic or pessimistic about the next few years?
Well, I've been involved in farming now for 20, 30 odd years. If I wasn't optimistic, I wouldn't still be in business. So, yeah, I guess I am.
Thank you very much.